What's up, guys? Chase Oliver here, bringing you my WWE SummerSlam 2014 review. Let's get started with this one. The SummerSlam pre-show match featured Cesaro taking on RVD in what was just a okay, solid matchup between the two men. You know, I don't understand what the WWE's fascination is of having Cesaro lose a lot. I just don't get it. But hey, at the end of the day, all that mattered is RVD got a paycheck. So we should all be happy that RVD's getting paid, and that's all that matters. But just a solid, okay pre-show match. It was just kind of random and thrown together. So SummerSlam actually kicked off with the IC title match between The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. This was a solid to good match between these guys. They have great chemistry, Miz and Dolph Ziggler. They just work so well together. I liked the beginning of the match because they were telling a really good story with the Moneymaker, and then they kind of fell off of it, but it was still nonetheless a solid IC title match. Dolph Ziggler picks up the win here. Kind of questioning it because I feel like, you know, Miz just came back. You kind of gave him the IC title for a reason. You know, he is a heel in this situation. Wouldn't it be better if you saw the babyface chase him a little bit more? But I'm okay with Dolph Ziggler winning, especially if we get, you know, Miz and Dolph Ziggler matches down the line. I don't expect the WWE to be smart and think of, hey, let's book a long-term feud between Miz and Dolph Ziggler. But if it does turn out to be a long-term feud for the Miz and Dolph Ziggler, I'm okay with it as long as they don't hot potato the IC title belt all around. But solid opening match for SummerSlam. Definitely kicked off the show the right way to me. The Divas title match was up next with Paige taking on AJ Lee, and I felt they did a better job than Battleground. This was a much better match than their Battleground match. It was just a solid match. Just when I felt like this match was getting to the good territory, it kind of just ended a little bit too quickly. That's just me. I just felt they ended the match a little bit too quickly. If they gave these women a little bit more time, we could have saw a better match out of them. But this was a solid match, and to me, the right person went over here. Paige was the right person to win. You just recently turned her heel. And one thing that I hate that the WWE does sometimes is when they turn a character heel or babyface, they don't always seem to go all the way with it. They don't seem to push it to the next level and make them credible. And thank God they let Paige win here in a credible-like way. It wasn't some stupid, cheesy heel way. She won after hitting the Rampage or DDT. I am fine with it. I like the ending of this match. A solid Divas match for SummerSlam for sure. You know, the flag match, it was just okay. It wasn't even a flag match. This was not a traditional flag match. For some wrestling fans who don't know what a flag match really is supposed to be, it's where there's two opposite flags on the opposite side of the ring, and the winner of the match pulls down the flag, and that's how you win. That's a flag match normally, but this was just a regular match. And it's like, dude, why even call it a flag match? If the winner just gets their national anthem played at the end of the match, just call it a national anthem match. This is not a flag match. This match was just okay. Rusev ends up beating Swagger after Swagger passes out. And I know a lot of people may think, oh, this is good for Jack Swagger, building up his character strong. You know, he's going to be doing good things now for the company. I don't think the WWE has anything to do with Jack Swagger. And all honesty, I wouldn't be surprised if Rusev versus Sheamus, you know, Rusev moves on from Swagger, and he goes on to face Sheamus for the U.S. title at Night of Champions. You know, I just think they just did this so that to get rid of Swagger. That's what I really felt like they did. They just wanted to say, hey, Rusev's so powerful against Swagger, no reason for this feud continuing. Because if Swagger would have done that to Rusev, okay, there's a reason for the feud to continue. But since Rusev did this to Swagger, the feud's over. It's done. Rusev's moving on. I think Rusev's going to face Sheamus for the U.S. title. This match, I thought it was okay. And the only reason why I thought it was okay, and I understand where some people are saying this was a good match, they had some good storytelling elements in it, and that I won't disagree with that. But the only reason why I thought this match was okay, because this was supposed to be a stipulation flag match. This was supposed to be a gimmick-type match, and there was no gimmick to it whatsoever. So, just an okay match for me. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, I thought was the best match of the night. I thought it was the match of the night. It was a good match. I felt the Lumberjacks kind of held it back a bit. Even though the Lumberjacks were a part of some crazy-ass spots, I just kind of felt like, you know, just imagine if this match was like a no-holds-barred match or steel cage match or ladder match. Like, god damn, this match would have been so much better, man. But they definitely stole the show for me, man. They did a really, really good job. I was hoping that this match would deliver on the level of good, and it did. It delivered on that level. This was a fun, zany, crazy match. My only gripe with this match is that Seth won, because I figured, you know, Seth won at the last two pay-per-views. Why not give Dean Ambrose the win here? Maybe they want Ambrose to win at Night of Champions. I don't know. I just felt that, you know, you could have given Dean the win here and then have it where Seth wants to face him again at Night of Champions. I felt that would have been a better story. I guess I'll have to wait and see what WWE does on Monday Night Raw. But no doubt this was a good match and an enjoyable match, and one match you should check out for SummerSlam, to me at least. Even though I felt the Lumberjacks, they were part of crazy spots, but they kind of held it back a bit. But nonetheless, I thought this was a good match and one you should check out. Wyatt versus Jericho was so much better than their Battleground match. Thank God. This is nowhere near their NXT match. This is just a solid match between Jericho and Wyatt, but it was much more easy to sit through, much better watch for sure. Bray Wyatt ends up getting the win here over Chris Jericho. Right guy goes over. He cuts a promo. You know, it looked cool when he was cutting his promo and seeing the whole world in his hand, especially with the cell phone lights flashing everywhere. I thought they did a good job with this match and a good job with the post-match. It was just solid, you know, nothing really too special, nothing really to write home about. I guess you can consider that kind of disappointing, but hey, after watching their Battleground match, solid is good enough for me. So yeah, Wyatt wins, right guy goes over, right decision, and we will see what is next for Bray Wyatt as he continues on trying to rebuild after getting destroyed by John Cena. Brie versus Stephanie was just bad. Holy crap, this is the worst match of the night for sure, man. This was the worst match of the night. And in all honesty here, dude, it was just like, Stephanie did all the work, man. She did everything. Brie was getting her ass kicked the whole match, but Stephanie sold for Brie well. Stephanie hit all these moves well on Brie. She was tremendous. Stephanie was the best part of the match. And I hate when the WWE does stupid shit like this where, you know, oh, we have a hot feud in Stephanie and Brie. Let's try to create a feud off this hot feud with Nikki and Brie. Oh, God damn. A Bella heel turn for me, guys, this is way too damn early. This is too damn early for a Bella versus Bella match. Because here's the thing. Nikki versus Brie is only a one-match type of thing. You can't have this feud continue on for 3 to 4 months. No one gives a shit if the Bellas feud for 3 to 4 months. We give a shit if they have one match and one match only at a bigger event, but y'all are going to waste it at like Night of Champions. Y'all ain't going to wait to build up this match to, I don't know, let's say a WrestleMania. Why? What reasons does Nikki have to turn heel? Oh, she was getting beaten down by the Authority, Chase. The Authority was making her life hell, and it's all thanks to Brie. That's why Nikki turned heel. Okay, so if Nikki was so mad at Brie, how come she was by Brie's side during this whole occasion? How come she was supporting Brie? How come she was loving Brie and all that other stuff? You know, that just makes no sense to me. If she really hated Brie, she wouldn't come out during the contract signing. She wouldn't have hugged Brie when Brie was on the outside during that one Monday Night Raw. She wouldn't do any of that shit if she truly hated her. I just felt the heel turn was forced and rushed. It was just dumb. And the one thing that pissed me off the most of this match is when fucking Brie Bella drop kicked Triple H. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Really? And then she was standing on top of Triple H doing yes, yes. Like, that pissed me off to no end. This match was bad. If you just want to see Stephanie kick some ass and actually wrestle really well and surprise the fuck out of you, that's the only good part of this match. But other than that, this match was bad. Boo-boo, garbage. Probably the worst match of SummerSlam, in my opinion. Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns? Solid matchup. That's all I can really say about it. It was actually much better than what I was expecting. I was expecting a boring headlock fest, but hey, they went out there and put on a solid show. They got Reigns over as a dominant babyface, and I know a lot of you guys out there are saying, man, Roman Reigns is winning too damn much. Roman Reigns, he needs to lose some matches on pay-per-view. For all you guys complaining, let me just say this. You will get your Roman Reigns loss at Night of Champions, and it will be provided to you by the good man known as the Game Ugg. Triple H will bury Roman Reigns at Night of Champions, and that's a guarantee. So stop complaining about Roman Reigns going over against Randy Orton, because we all know it's just set up for Triple H to bury him at Night of Champions. Praise God! Cena versus Lesnar, to me, was a bad match. I get it. Some people will come on here and say, Chase, the whole point of the match, though, was to put over Brock Lesnar was a beast. Well, they did that. Yeah, mission accomplished. They did a great job stating the fact Brock Lesnar's a beast. But the thing was, just if you look at the match itself, just pure match-wise, it was bad. It wasn't entertaining. This is not a match I'm going to go back and watch over and over again. They did a good job, like I said, stating the fact Brock Lesnar was a damn beast in this match. But if you just look at it, Cena's storytelling was off the whole match. Anytime he would hit any of his moves, he looked like he was just fine, like he wasn't going through a damn fight. He just looked like he was just fine. The best selling that Cena did in this match was he was trying to punch Brock, and he kind of struggled a bit trying to hit that one punch, or when after he hit the only AA he hit in this match, and he was laying against a turnbuckle and he was like tired like this, that was the best selling Cena did this whole match. But other than that, he looked fine. It didn't look like Cena like went through hell and back. This wasn't like the Extreme Rules match where Cena was like all fucked up and shit. That's all I'm saying. I just felt the beatdown wasn't as vicious. The suplexes, they were awesome as hell. Brock was tremendous with all those suplexes. I felt Brock looked tremendous here in this match. But it was just like, you know, Cena selling and his beatdown, it was just kind of like, meh, whatever. I just didn't really care that much. Maybe it was just because of me personally. I just didn't care about Cena versus Lesnar in the first place, and then I didn't care who won this match because I always said that, you know, Cena wins, LOL, the WWE stupid. Brock wins, cool. Brock's the champion, but this is just like a freaking cop-out to have Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, not John Cena putting over Roman Reigns. Like, maybe that's why I'm not excited for this, not excited during this matchup. Felt the ending was rushed, but other than that, they accomplished what they needed to accomplish. They got Brock Lesnar over as a beast. That's why this match is only considered bad to me. I mean, here's the thing. Let me just say this. People called Scott Steiner and Triple H a bad match because the whole match, Scott Steiner was just hitting suplexes on Triple H, and Triple H wasn't doing jack shit all at Royal Rumble 03. How is this match considered good? Just because Cena got his ass kicked? That's just me. That's just what I have a question to ask. Because if Scott Steiner and Triple H is considered bad because all Scott Steiner did was just hit a bunch of random-ass suplexes, how is Brock Lesnar Cena considered good when Brock pretty much just did the same thing to John Cena? That's just me. To me personally, this was a bad match. It got the message across. It did a good job establishing Brock Lesnar as a beast and makes you wonder what they're going to do with Brock Lesnar as champion. Just for me personally, I just don't care that Brock's champion. I don't care that Cena might face Brock again, and that's just me. But hey, it got the job done, so what can you say? Like I said again, bad match. Overall, SummerSlam 2014, I thought was a solid to good show. I felt the WWE did a good job with this one. Most of the matches delivered. Entertainment factor, it wasn't super high. My entertainment during the whole show wasn't like, man, this is awesome. It wasn't like 2013 SummerSlam. Like last year's SummerSlam, that shit was entertaining, man. That was an entertaining show. But this one, it was kind of good. It was like definitely one of those SummerSlams when you look back years from now, it's like, you know, that was a pretty solid show. It wasn't one that blew me away, but it was definitely one that I just said, wow, this was actually pretty solid. So I thought this was a solid to good show overall. That's just my opinion on it. But I want to hear from you guys. What did you think about SummerSlam 2014? Did you think this was a solid show like me, or did you think this was a bad show? I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. All opinions are welcome on the Chase Oliver channel. Also, if you guys like me, check out my other videos on this channel. I'm going to be doing a long review of SummerSlam, more in-depth detail about the matches, you know, with my boy Antone. So if you want to check out the long review, that will be in the description box once it gets all archived and stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys did, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at ChaseOliver68. Check out my website, chillinwithchase.com. And also hit that subscribe button and give this video a big old thumbs up. I'll see you all next time, guys. Peace.